of those weekends. Derek, thank you. What's a Joe Musgrove contract look like? 15 to 20 million a year. That 8-year, $88 million seemed like a complete lowball offer. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I've talked about this a few times. I know Jim has talked about this a few times as well. I don't know how accurate that is. The 8-year, $88 million. Maybe at one point that was accurate. I mean, clearly that's not close to getting it done. And every single time he pitches, he's making himself more money. I mean, as long as he stays healthy, every single time he pitches, he's making himself more money. I mean, 5 quality starts when pitching is at such a premium in the big leagues. Second in the majors in innings pitched to Corbin Burns. It's at least $15 million a year, Derek. To answer your question, I think it's at least 20. I think the starting point should be 5 years, $100 million for Joe Musgrove. I think ultimately he gets a $100 million contract. I really believe that. I'd be very surprised if he does not sign a deal for $100 million. Now, you could say, well, 8 years, 88 is not that far off from 100. What about, 8 years, $100 million? I don't think it's near enough. I think if you look at the caliber of pitcher that has gotten $20 million over the last couple of off seasons, guys like Robbie Ray or Kevin Gausman, I think Joe Musgrove is every bit those pitchers. Maybe I'm biased because I've been watching it here in San Diego every time he starts, but this guy's got an unbelievable impact on the Padres rotation right now. From the day he was traded from Pittsburgh to right now, you cannot undersell his importance to this rotation. He has been a complete workhorse. Maybe he doesn't have the stuff that other pitchers in the National League or the major leagues have entirely, but he's added pitches to his repertoire. And all that matters is he throws 6+ innings and he wins games. And he's doing it right now with a sub-2 ERA. I think he's 15 qualifiers in the National League with a sub-2 ERA, and he's second in the National League in innings. I mean, that combination right there is a $20 million pitcher. And it's not going to be like this all year. I mean, obviously there'll be a struggle or 2 or 3, but I mean, 5 quality starts in a month means, I mean, if he makes 20 quality starts, he's going to get $20 million. That's how I look at it. And here's the problem, Derek. If he gets to free agency, the number only goes up. Why would you want to compete with the other 29 teams in baseball for this guy if you're the Padres? And if they think they can get him on a discount, I mean, I'd be surprised. I mean, maybe if you get 5 years, 100 here and 5 years, 105 somewhere else, you would take the 5 years, 100 here. But ultimately, they're going to have to pony up, and they're going to have to offer over $20 million a year, in my opinion, or $20 million a year, or close, or give them a 6th or a 7th year, like 6 years, $18 million, 7 years, $17 million. I'm talking about per year. 8 years, $16 million. I'm talking about per year. Other than that, I think it's 5 years, $20 million. I don't know if anyone agrees or disagrees with that, but you can comment. What? Austin says, if Gausman is 110 for 5 years, what is Joe worth? Similar numbers. So we were talking about this, Jim. Tell me about Joe. I mean, what's Joe worth to this team right now?
Right now? Well, he's the ace of your staff. He's worth no less than 5 for 100. He's going to get, and he should get, more than that. I know the Padres offered, or it's been reported, 8 for 88, which is a joke. He is pitching like one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. His numbers back it up. Dude's an all-star. What more could you ask from Joe? His first month of the season, and I'll put today in the first month, was exceptional. I mean, top 5, I want to say, in a lot of categories for pitching. His whip is like 0.6 or so. It's a crazy number. He's everything to this team. He's the leader of the staff, and I think he deserves no less. And I think this would even be a low ball offer, 5 for 100.
I agree. I think ultimately he gets more than that. I really do. I mean, to Austin's point, 5 for 110 for Gausman. I mean, maybe something like that. And I think if anything, I mean, maybe the Padres give a 6th or 7th year. Like, if you want to give less than $20 million a year and you're the Padres, then you got to go a 6th or 7th year. If you want it to be 18 a year, then give him a 6th year. If you want it to be 17 a year, give him a 7th year. That's how I would look at it. But I think he's getting 5 for 100 at a minimum.